Hello and welcome, guys. Welcome to the Spooky Podcast for March 2024. All right, we're going to take a look at some spooky photographs and we're going to try to analyze them. But yeah, let's get started. All right, first photo we have here. All right, so this was taken on a bridge, and as you can see, we get some really odd looking things here. I'm not sure what this could be, but if you guys can shed some light into it, let me know what you think this could possibly be. This is a very odd thing to see if you're out and about, and it's just really disconcerting. And let me get myself at the top here. Okay. All right. So first thing that I notice is that there is a lot of fog. So with fog comes a lot of different camera refractions, but the people that appear to be in the mist definitely have some kind of a shape. It looks like they have shoulders, legs, arms. It looks like they're wearing white t-shirts with black trousers. I'm not even sure, even some hats. The other possibility is that they could have been in the actual photograph, and because of the fog, it makes it look as though they are ghostly, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're actual people that are walking it. But one thing to note that right at the left-hand corner, looks like there's a lot of light posts, and all the lights are shining brightly. So I'm not sure why it would create such an effect. And the other question I have too about this is the fact that why would somebody be there taking a photograph at that time of night? It just seems all very odd, and so for the moment that is just unexplainable to me. There does appear to be more in the background. If you look deep down at the far end, it looks like there's more weird things, maybe like an odd shape. I'm not sure, but that's very. If you see the close up on the side, it's a very interesting photograph. I really like this. I don't have any more as far as background is concerning with this photo, but it certainly is a spooky image. Okay, let's move on to number two. Okay, second image here. Okay, ghostly apparition at a party. All right, so very odd thing to capture. Okay, so they take the first initial photograph here, um, and then when okay, for whatever reason, they zoomed in on this woman with the glasses, and over her shoulder, there appears to be somebody standing there. Right now, it could be just anybody, but they claim there was nobody there, and it almost looks like there's somebody with a red dress down by her elbow. I'm not sure if that's the case or if it's just it could be a slide too. It could be because you see there's a boy with a ball, so that could be a playground. That it's a possibility that that's a slide. Um, but all of a sudden, when you bring up the picture here on the left-hand corner, you have this really weird and ominous person or thing that's just there. Uh, I'm not even sure how to explain it. It's just a very odd, weird-looking, menacing face too. That it's just disconcerting, and you can see it right there. I'm gonna zoom in on it a little bit better here so you can see it. Um, Very odd. It looks like there's some kind of a mist or thing, and it also looks like the top of his head is missing, which is just so strange. It's just really strange to me. Now, it doesn't seem like anybody here is aware. Let's look at the shoulder closer, and I don't know what will make somebody brighten up that picture to bring that up, but they did. Maybe they were curious, and then that appeared in the background. Almost looks like they're wearing a black T-shirt with blue jeans and really huge eyes. So odd and strange. So if you can shed some light into this, you can tell us what you think this could possibly be. That would be really helpful. Give some commentary down below and let me know what you think about this spooky photograph. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this is called Spirit in the Woods. Okay, another strange photograph. Odd looking, as most of these are odd looking photographs. As you can see, they're posing for this photograph as a couple. He's wearing a denim blue jacket, and she's wearing, I don't think that's denim. She's wearing like a very light teal jacket, red sweater. Almost looks like they would be from the 1970s. And I do believe this is just a regular photo because you can see that they took a picture of it from a photo album. So whoever's got the photo album took a picture of this, put it down on the table, and you can tell that they are a couple. I'm not sure if that's if they are married or not, a boyfriend girlfriend. I'm not sure. But then when you look closer in the middle, down a ways, you can see there's something very peculiar happening there. As to what it is, I'm not sure, but you can see that it looks like there's something happening in that little tunnel. What do you guys think this is? This is very odd. Even the tunnel, like the way it peers down into the darkness looks odd. So what they're claiming is that there's two spirits or ghosts out there way down in that cavernous darkness, whatever that is. Now, the other part of me says it's probably just the light coming through the trees, that is just the trails, and then the further down you go into the trail, that all that is just the light reflecting from the sun on the opposite side where there are no trees, and it's just coming through, and it's coming through in a way that you can't really tell that is the sunlight, right? Now, we can go the other way and say that those are specters, but I'm not sure. Specters of who or what? Could it be deceased relatives or something else? I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, leave some comments down below. Let me know if you think this is one of these true paranormal happenings or not. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. But let's move on to the next photograph here. Okay. This is another one where it's very difficult to tell what it is that we're looking at here. So let's, okay. Now as we get closer, let's look at the whole picture here. Do we see anything? Is there anything here? I sort of see that there's a tree reflection on here. The original post said that there's something happening in the window, that there's a person, somebody watching from the window, but just looking at it right now, I really don't see anything. I do sort of see a photo, a face in this photo, but with all the trees in the way, it's really difficult to say what that is. Now the bottom part is definitely the trees. The trees are shining on that window, and it makes it look. One thing to note too, just notice that the window is tipping. It looks like it's at an angle. Either it's been pulled off, or maybe that's just the way the window opens, where it's leaning like this. But as far as something paranormal happening in there, I can't say for sure. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so we can look at it. So, yeah, well, I don't think there's anything paranormal happening here. If there is, I really don't see it. It should be there in the window, but I don't see anything at all. Originally, I did see something, but I want to say that this is just the trees and the way the window is angled, and it looks like it's even got a security shutter. If you look closely at the very top of that, that's a security shutter right there on the very top. So I'm not sure what that is. And then there's a bush right at the bottom. All right, so we're gonna move on from this one. Let's go to the next one here. Ghost on the street. Okay. I remember this one, and we're gonna take a look. First, we're gonna take a look at the first shot. Now, this is a night vision camera that captured this. You can see the date of September 30th, 2018. Okay, very odd looking woman, and there's a dog. So the dog is looking at this person. It looks like they're wearing some kind of a gown, like a white gown or something of that nature, and the dog is looking. But then we look at the next shot. As you look closer, look at the legs and the feet. Seem very peculiar. It doesn't even look like there's a foot there. It almost just looks like there is no feet. That's really, really spooky. I can't describe it any other way than it just looks very odd and disconcerting. I'm not sure. But if we go further into the picture, as they're walking away, I can't even tell if they're walking away or not, whether they're coming or going. I'm going to zoom in. Unfortunately, we're only getting the three. We're only getting the three clips here. But yeah, look at the legs. There's a possibility that they're missing their foot. I mean, I'm not ruling that out. There's a possibility of that. I hope not. That would be not good. But it looks like from one picture they're walking away, the other one they're walking forward, middle of the street. Not sure. It doesn't give me the time as to when this was taken. And these looks like there were photographs captured directly. And one thing to note, if you're sharing these photographs, try to share them directly from the actual footage themselves. A lot of times I find that these photographs from security cameras are taken from a monitor. It's almost like they don't know how to take the footage off the hard drive to get like an actual photo, because you can see the cursor. There's a cursor right down here. The dog is looking, and yeah, just going by that, it just doesn't seem like, I would like to get a clearer view of that. See no foot. It's just really weird. The fact that the dog's looking too is just very odd. So if you guys figure this out, if you guys know what's happening here, let me know in the comments below. This is the Spooky Podcast, the first one of 2024. I'll put these up soon, and you guys can leave me some comments and we can check that out together. All right, so let's move on to the next image here and see if we can figure this one out. Okay, now I've shared this one before on a previous live stream. Very odd photograph. Definitely an old time photo, not a digital photo. You can see there's two people. Now they're claiming that the photograph is of the grandmother, right? But then then there's the grandfather in the back, and distinctly looking grandfather. But again, I find issue with this photograph because I'm not sure which one is the ghost, or are they both the ghosts who took the photograph. It could very easily be manipulated. It looks nice. It looks like it's the real deal, right? But first off, if it's the grandfather that they're taking a picture, why is he translucent? Like his arm is translucent, his face is translucent, his hat looks semi-sharp. At the old lady, the grandma, I'm not even sure about that. It's just really odd. She seems to be in the foreground, but then in the background, it's really difficult to say. I suppose they could have easily superimposed both of them, and like a double exposure thing happening. But at this time, even now, even after over a couple years or more now of this photo being around, It's hard to say what it is. It's definitely spooky. It's eerie. Gives me goosebumps. Does it give you goosebumps? I'm not sure, but if it does, tell me in the comments. All right. So those are my thoughts on that photograph. Let's move on to the next one. This is image number 4. Okay, ghoststudy.com. Always have great images, these guys, you know. This one is of a car. It's an old car, old vehicle, but if you look closer, there's something in the background, right? I'm gonna move the picture up. You see, it's always interesting these shapes that you get, right? Now I'm almost certain this is the tree in the background that's shining on the back of this. Now there's so many different things that can go wrong here because first you got the reflection of the trees. Why are they taking the picture of the car in such a manner? And the other part of it is like the seat itself could have some type of wear and tear that you can't see with the window there, and because of that, it's casting a shadow in such a way that it makes it look like there is a face, a contorted type of face in there. It's weird that it is creating the eyes and looks like a nose and a mouth that's open. It's odd that it's creating that type of shape. Nonetheless, there it is, just staring back at you ominously, like, whoa, like, what could that possibly be, you know? But at the same time, you can tell that there's reflection of the trees, concave mirror. Could be dirty window too, you know, the windows could be dirty. It's just an interesting photograph. The car is old. You can see that there's leaves on the trees in the background there. And there's also other reflections on the front mirror part, the back mirror part. So it could have been a lot of different things. Maybe they're trying to sell the car and they took this photograph and then they went back and they're like, oh, that definitely looks like a face. If you pull back further instead of the close up, it does look like there's a face there, but more than likely, I want to say that that's not the case. So, all right, we're going to move on to the final and last image of the podcast. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay. All right. Party happening, flash. Okay, so they take a picture with the flash and it lights up the room. Okay, and then the people at the party later are looking at the photograph in this. They, once again, from ghoststudy.com, by the way, as they're looking at the photograph, they're like, something is off. Okay, and then they zoom in closer, and there's this thing in the window. That could be a lot of different things. Could this be an owl? I would say it could be an owl, but you know, do owls like peer in windows in such a manner? Do they feel like they're left out of the party? Maybe, I'm not sure. But as we get even closer, it looks even stranger. The closer and closer you get, it almost looks like they're leaning on top of their oval, and like the big saucer eyes with ears. Could this be their dog? Could this be their cat? Could this be just, you know, it could be a playground in the back. Maybe one of these patrons has kids, you know, and then they have a, you know, a playground in the background, and that's what the shape looks like there. But sure looks creepy. Looks pretty odd, and they don't seem to notice. They're just drinking their beers, having a good time. The one guy's actually flicking off the camera, as you can see. I didn't even notice that at first. He's flicking off the camera. And maybe that's what the owl is reacting to, or the dog, whatever this thing is. It looks weird, but I would love to hear what you guys think about all this. I would love to hear your thoughts on what that image might be. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this podcast for the spooky stream. It's been nice to do, just talk, and then you're going to see it on the playlist. Leave me some comments. Let me know if you like this format when I'm just talking and looking at some old spooky photographs. All right. Be sure to check out the others on the playlist, plus all the other shorts and things that I got coming up. I'll sure love to hear from you. I'll see you soon. Bye.